think I'm in love with the radio, and it never lets me down. And I fall in love with my stereo whenever I hear this. Welcome, everyone, to the Shade Detectives. This is Dawson X, and I am going to be getting into some tea that we need to get into today. So, Beyonce is dropping, okay? So, we're going to be talking about her a lot until she drops. She announced that she was going to be dropping her 7th album, Renaissance, last week. And today she announced that she will be dropping the first single for Renaissance tonight at midnight. And the single is called Break My Soul. And I am excited with everything in my soul to hear what Beyonce is going to bring. Beyonce has been gone from us with a consistent Beyonce era for some years now, and we are ready to hear what she's going to bring. People are talking about what they want, what they don't want, and what they need, and what they feel like will drive them crazy if they get it again. So what is Beyonce going to do? Well, we will get a first glimpse of it tonight at midnight. This will be the first song, and it's a 2-part album. So we're going to get the first song tonight, and this will set the stage and set the tone for what is to come. Now, Beyonce has already done some talking about her music and about her evolution and her development process, and we will get into that. But before we do, I really want to discuss what it is that Dawson X desires from Beyonce for this 7th album, 7th era in time. Beyonce, you definitely are needed. But let's be clear. There are some things from you that we do not need, and we will get into that. We're going to get into what I do not need from Beyonce this era, what I absolutely need from Beyonce with this 7th album, because the expectations are high. Like I said, Beyonce, it has been 5 years since you actually came out. And so you stepping out during this summer of 2022, in the midst of world change, in the midst of world war, in the midst of recessions, in the midst of pandemics, in the midst of food shortages, in the midst of mass shootings, in the midst of BLM, in the midst of LGBTQ, all of this stuff going on, we definitely need music to really transform our energy and our lives this time. We really do. So, like I said, this video is going to be talking about what it is that I want from Beyonce and what it is that I really can't take this time around. Because the summer is here, and it is crucial that we get the energy that we need. Beyonce, we believe that you can do it. Beyonce, we believe you have the ability to do it. Will you do it is the question. First things first, we do not want another Black is King album from Beyonce. Do you hear me? We do not want another Black is King album from Beyonce. Now, let me be clear. This work of art was stunning. It was immaculate. It was beautiful. And we would love to have another Black is King. But we don't want another one this summer from Beyonce. So that means, what does that mean? That means that Thames, yes, come on out. You can do Black is King. That means that Doja Cat, if you want to do a Black is King album, be my guest. That means Lady Gaga. You want to try it? You want to push your luck and do a Black is King album? Push your luck, baby girl. Push your luck. But Beyonce, we don't want Black is King. And Beyonce, we are also out of lemonade. Did you hear me? Did you hear me, Beyonce? Did you hear me? We are out of lemonade. So we don't want that either. Okay? Now, Formation was cute, but it was not okay. It was cute, but it was okay. And we don't want to hear no more heartache about, you and Jay-Z and how unhappy you are in your situationship. No. Lemonade was good for breakups. Lemonade was great for breakups. Lemonade may have initiated a whole new era of female R&B artists that were singing about the toxic and it's okay. However, lemonade is not what we want from you, okay? So pour that back into the toilet, flush it down. We don't want it. We don't want lemonade. It was beautiful when it was here. It was worth celebrating. It was something that we needed to experience, and we wanted to feel you a little bit more personally, because people felt detached from you and felt like your relationship, was not accessible and attainable. And you put it out there and showed us that Jay-Z was cheating on you, and he was cheating on you with Becky with good hairs, and you needed to leave him, and you didn't, and you made reasons for why you're still stuck beside him, and it was great, and it was fine, but we don't want that this summer. We got out of our relationships last pandemic. We got out of those things. Beyonce, we do not want Sasha Fierce, I Am Sasha Fierce, in the sense of we do not want the I Am portion of Sasha Fierce. That second album, or was it the first? I think it was the first one. We don't want that one. We don't want the second album from the I Am Sasha Fierce vibes. We do not want that either. That was elevator music at best. Good tones. Solange did some good writing for you that go round. Maybe you could have took some of Solange's songs from Sandcastle Disco or the Hadley Street Dreams and Crack Fiends. Took that album and married that to your I Am Sasha Fierce that year. That would have done you some justice. I mean, but we don't want that second disc, the elevator music. The first one was fine, but the second disc with Halo and Ave Maria and Sandcastles and Satellites, that one will put my dog to sleep. We do not want that one. Now, if you're going to give us diva, something like radio, something like Single Ladies, something like Video Phone with Lady Gaga or without her, we would appreciate that. Now that is an element of you that we could take and run. But no, not the second disc from I Am Sasha Fierce. That was put me to sleep. Next, we love Jay-Z, but we want a little bit less of Jay-Z. Or none of them at all, okay? So basically, don't pour and sprinkle Jay-Z on 4 or 5 tracks. We can deal with one feature, but we do not want the Carter 3 or the Carters 3 or whatever that album was called. Love is Everything. We don't want that neither. Now, that was cute. We wanted a Beyonce, Jay-Z vibes. You gave it to us. You did the On the Run tour 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And it was great while it lasted. But to be honest, Jay-Z is rubbing us the wrong way, and we will much rather you leave him. Honestly, leave him. But since you're not going to, and you're just going to stay unhappy in this marriage, please don't bring him out too much, too many times, okay? We don't want that. So those are the things we do not want. That list is not long, Beyonce, because honestly, you can do very little wrong in our eyes with a voice like that and an act like that. Baby, we know that you really deliver. And even on some of those things that I didn't like, there were a lot of beautiful aspects about those things that I love because you are my absolute fave. So let's get into some of the things that I want. Beyonce, I need them summer vibes. Okay? That's first. Okay? We're done with the sadness. We're done with the unhappiness. We need the summer vibes reminiscent to B-Day, okay? That was the time of my life. And I would love to have those moments relived through some music of 2022 from Beyonce that is giving me the upgrade you energy. That was excellent. That upgrade you energy, that get me bodied energy, where nothing else matters. You're partying with your friends, you're dancing, you're not social distancing, you're having a great time in the club, and you'll want to have some fun. You'll want to meet somebody. You'll want to look nice. You'll want to smell good. You want to listen to your music to get into your vibe and to dance. So this is what we want. The B-Day album, to me, was in time and place where Beyonce had just broken away from the shackles of the talently confining Kelly and Michelle, and she was now busting out and being herself. We want Beyonce to step away from the pandemic and in this, this dragged out relationship with Jay-Z and all the kids. And we want you to let your hair down. We want you to step outside, and we want you to get us bodied, Beyonce. We need that energy. And if your man is acting up, if Jay-Z is acting up and he ain't acting right, we need to know that you can still get right. I mean, we know you're 40. We know you're pushing 40. But we need to get me bodied. We need our freakum dresses. We need to really upgrade. We need it all. So B-Day is definitely an energy that we want to see re-represented in this next album. We also want some R&B Beyonce. Now, you've been doing good with the Bay spirituals, the B-Grow spirituals, where we singing a little bit about God and a little bit about self and a little bit about soul. And it really is some, lukewarm, Mother Earth type stuff. And it sounded great. But Beyonce, we miss the belting and the blues that you brought, reminiscent to some of the songs that you brought in 4. Now, 4 was not one of my absolute faves, but it still was along the lines of the Beyonce eras that I love. Elements, the R&B elements, the up-tempo confidence that 4 brought to the table. You also sang about love in an up-tempo, fun way. So we definitely love when you pay tribute to your man without your man always there, and you just show him some love, if there's still love there, because we know y'all been together for a long time, and he's taking you through a considerable amount of things. However, we need that R&B up-tempo soul for this album. We miss it, Beyonce. We miss it. Speaking of Beyonce, Beyonce, We need some surprises. Now, when you was out with the Beyonce self-titled album, that was a surprise. Now, you already told us that you dropping the album. But what made this Beyonce album, which happens to be one of my favorite albums from Beyonce, what made this album so dope to me was that it happened around a similar time as this album is happening. It happened around a time where people were putting doubts to Beyonce. They were telling us that they didn't know if she still had it. They didn't know if she could really sing anymore. They was condemning her for lip singing at the Super Bowl. They were saying that Rihanna was going up higher. They were saying that she ain't raunchy enough. She ain't bad girl enough. She ain't doing it like this and like that. And people are really doubting Beyonce around this time that she surprised us with this album. So I would love for this album to have some surprising components. Maybe you're getting edgy again, Beyonce. Maybe you're pushing us over to another side of the envelope again. Maybe you'll have some surprise features that we will really look forward to seeing. Maybe you're going to, I don't know, have some really dope concept when you drop your videos. I just want an element of surprise in your presentation, not just in the drop itself, because that was surprising when you dropped this album that what was it, Thursday night in December or late November. It was cold outside and you really took over that whole season, winter and spring and summer, with this album, just based on the element of surprise that came with it, and the artwork and the choreography and everything was stripped and raw and edgy, and we just hadn't received that from you before, and that made this situation with this self-titled album so magical and so refreshing. So I would love to see you do something like this again with the Renaissance. Like, we need that, and that would be excellent for the summer. So what do we expect from this era? What do we expect? You know, we want a lot of different things from Beyonce. We have a lot of desires and we have a lot of expectations. What will she deliver? What will she bring? Well, I am going to get into that in the next video that I'm going to post. The next video is going to discuss what I expect Beyonce to do with this album, based on some of the things that I've researched. So that video is coming up next. But what do you expect from Beyonce? And what do you want from Beyonce? Do you want 4? Do you want I Am Sasha Fierce? Do you want Dangerously in Love? Now, I didn't include that one, but that one would be good. But I really honestly feel like Beyonce has evolved past her first project, and we really want to see her get into some things. So which albums do you most want this album to reflect? What do you think Beyonce is going to bring to the table this time? What don't you want to see? What's getting on your nerves that's out right now that you don't want Beyonce to emulate? Or what is missing that Beyonce brought to the table that you want her to bring back so that we can enjoy it in our music once again, you know? I don't know, but I'm excited. Tonight at midnight, let's take a listen at Break My Soul by Beyonce. What do you think that song is going to do? So we have a lot to get into. The song drops tonight, and I will be doing a song review on that song tonight. Do you think there's going to be a music video as well? We'll see. Dawson X, 10-4, 10-4. Please like and subscribe. You fucking whore.